All right, guys, welcome back to the ESL Legendary Series. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Newegg, Western Digital, and Crucial. If you guys want to check out some of the products that they're helping us out, before I say that, they're covering pretty much everything here.
Yeah.
We're building towards a $20,000 land final hosted out of our studio here in Burbank, and these guys are making it happen.
I'm sure there's some Cyber Monday deals coming up pretty
I
soon
bet
as well.
there are. So go ahead and check out esl.gg/Newegg Esports. And again, we are going into Pinpingho versus Blackout, our third match of the day. Pinpingho last week actually qualified through the open bracket. So there's a link that I was about to tell you guys about, esl.gg/legendary series. If you want to be like Pinpingho and make it into this event, just qualify through that open cup.
Yeah, it's going to take place tomorrow, and it happens every single Sunday. And again, the only thing you need is an NA account, an America's account for Hearthstone.
Correct.
And free to sign up, so head on over there. It's really fun to play in. I know it's pretty hard. You got to go through like a field of 500 to 600 players sometimes, but I mean, that just shows how impressive it is for these guys to make it all the way through that open bracket. And then Pinpingho played last week as well, and automatically qualified with his second place finish in the first week of the Legendary Series.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that matchup play one more time between Pinpingho and Blackout. I think I saw that it's a Hunter mirror here in game number 1. So it's going to be interesting to see again. We've seen a lot of Hunter mirrors here in the ESL Legendary Series. Just to go over that format one more time, both players, before the match starts, they come up with an order for their decks. So in this case, Hunter Shaman Warlock for Pinpingho, and Hunter Rogue Warlock for Blackout. So a couple mirror matches here in games 1, 2, and 3.
The exact same thing that we saw the last matchup.
Hunter Rogue Warlock. Yeah, for D2.
Hunter Rogue. Yeah. Well, no. Chalky had Hunter Shaman Warlock, and D2 had Hunter Rogue Warlock. So it's the exact same matchup, a little bit different order, but it just goes to show you how much these guys favor those three specific decks. We don't know if they're handlock or not yet. Haven't seen a handlock yet.
Yeah, we saw them yesterday. In the open finals.
Not today though.
But again, a lot of these decks are a bit closer to what you see on ladder, as they are, they are more blind pick. It's less of that counter picking style.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go with both Pinping and Blackout. It looks like a Zoo versus a Hunter and Blackout. I've known this guy for a while. He's waiting for his big tournament debut. This is going to be him.
Yeah.
His face doesn't look like that. It's just a bit stretched. It's all good.
I think the resolution of his webcam was a little off, but
yeah. Pinpingho too, man. These are the webcam boys right here.
Yeah.
Pinpingho last week, known for the guy, the Illuminati Hearthstone player, as he had that big old triangle right above his head.
Yep.
But this time around, it looks like a Undertaker kind of deck for the Hunter. Surprise. So this is going to be an interesting decision for him. Does he just stay on the Mad Scientist? Whoa. Blackout is stretched all over the place today. It's all good, but he also gets the Undertaker start that he wants.
Yeah. So this is just the battle of the Undertakers right now. Both these guys are going to be death rattling up back and forth. And, I mean, the first player to really start to come out on top of these trades is probably going to be the one that's going to come out on top of this game. That Eagle Horn Bow is going to definitely do work in this matchup. It's going to allow him to trade in that Undertaker really, really well in the next turn.
Goes ahead and takes the web spinner off the board, preventing him from making kind of the trades that he wants. I guess if he gets maybe some of those deck techs like the Abusive Sergeant that we saw Chalky run in the last game.
Yeah.
There's the Knife Juggler. And pretty good trade here. Heading into that Knife Juggler with the Mad Scientist. Taking a fair amount of pressure off the board and putting a secret up for yourself. If it's Freezing Trap, sending that Undertaker back, not a bad thing. Oh, wow. Instead, he's going to decide to go for the UTH.
I'm not sure if he actually runs Freezing Trap. I think this style of Hunter that he's running here is a 2 explosive, 1 Snake Trap kind of dealio.
Interesting. That's, I guess, a bit more similar to the Face Hunters we've seen a little bit of.
Yeah.
We did see Chalky running the Explosive Trap in the last match as well.
Didn't work out too well for him, though.
Didn't work so well for him. That
oh, it actually is a Freezing Trap. So okay, two explosives and 1 Freezing Trap. It looks like is what Blackout's running here.
Right, and you can tell that it is the Explosive Trap that's played because he can't play his second Explosive Trap that he's got in hand. That's just a little tell about what it is.
Oh, I just thought The game was bugging out when that
It was just
happened.
bugging out.
Really only
Yeah.
one course of action here.
Really, yeah. Just drop that Undertaker and go ahead and hero power.
Yep.
Unless you want to give him back a, what is it, a 4-mana Silverback Patriarch?
It'd
or
be a
something like
5-mana
that? 5 mana. So
Silverback
it's a 3-mana
Patriarch.
1/4.
Yeah.
Best card in the game. Well, it did almost stop Firebat from getting to BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So that card definitely has its uses. Finds out that it's Explosive Trap.
I remember watching, who was it? Someone was experimenting with the Silverback Patriarch actually being in the Hunter deck because of the fantastic synergy that it gets with Houndmaster.
Oh man, that
you turn that
3/6.
You turn that pathetic 1/4 into a 3/6.
Wow, sick.
Sick plays.
Right. Pinpingho, clearly valuing that 1/4 though.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see this deck. It really is. It's a little bit different from kind of the more established Hunter decks we're seeing on ladder in North America right now.
Yeah.
And it's looking like he's in a very favorable spot. He's at 29 health compared to 24.
Still though, his hand's not that great. It's a pretty dead hand. Having 2 traps in your hand
That's true.
is not the greatest because stacking those traps ends up. I mean, you can proc both those traps with 1 creature.
Right. And the other thing is that a huge source of Hunter's power right now is the Mad Scientist. You play 2 mana. You play a 2-mana card, you get
Yeah.
a 2/2. But then on top of that, you're also getting a 2-mana secret.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much a free 2/2 if you follow that kind of logic.
Yeah.
Now that he's just got the 2 traps in hand, it's looking pretty good for Blackout.
Actually, I think it's a free trap.
It's a free trap. Thank you. Thank you for that.
No problem. But when you draw into those, a 2/2 for 2 mana is not that great by itself. So when you draw into all your traps early on, which Pinpingho has done, that just gets rid of so much of the value if you draw that Mad Scientist late game.
Yeah.
It clogs up your hand.
Yeah, it's just going to be a 2-mana 2/2 with no trap activation.
Yeah. And here's the Snake Trap. This is the more standard Hunter that we're seeing a lot on the EU side and on the NA side. And with the Chillwind Yetis, usually it's double Freezing Trap, single Snake Trap, and just a very standard list.
Ooh. Trap Boys right now. That Yeti is something of a dead card.
Yeah, the flare value, though.
The flare value. I really feel like right now, a lot more, you're going to see a lot more flares in these Hunter decks. Ooh, that's got to hurt.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt. A 6-mana vanilla 4/5.
Yeah.
Not what you want to see. Is he going to go ahead and drop the Silence on the Web Spinner or the Creeper? Yeah, does go for the Creeper.
Yeah. So despite Pinpingho being clogged up pretty early, he's getting dangerously close to lethal, counting it up right now. They believe he's 3-2 off.
2 off.
Yeah.
But with no way for Blackout to heal up.
Wait, how much health is he at, Milk?
2 health.
Great job.
That's my value as a caster.
Yeah.
Counting 2 health on the board. All right, and
That's why we
unfortunately,
keep you around.
Blackout gonna drop game number 1.
Yeah. I just
Oh,
don't think-
wow.
Oh,
And-
wait. No, that's not going to do
It's
it.
not gonna save it. There's
Yeah.
a hero power coming up next turn, one way or another.
Yep.
Blackout gonna drop the Hunter Mirror to Pinpingho, and he advances 1-0 through this match.
Yeah, which, I mean, the Hunter Mirrors, always fast-paced. They're both sort of putting each other on clocks there. Never really long matchups, and despite Pinpingho getting his hand clogged up with secrets early on, it really allowed him to gain a lot of tempo, a lot of momentum. And those explosive traps actually did quite a bit of work because that's just 4 damage to the face and any of those small creatures that he was able to play. I think that shores up the mirror match quite a bit better. But because usually when a snake trap is played in a Hunter Mirror, everybody just goes face.
Everyone just goes face.
Yeah, which is the greatest way to play around it. So
We were joking about the taunt on face earlier, but Snake Trap effectively is a taunt on face. You don't want to put those extra 3 power on the board with those 3/1/1 snakes.
Yeah.
And then you've got the craziness like the Eagle Horn Bow.
Yep.
It's just you want to avoid that at all costs.
Yep.
So let's do you know what the second deck?
Oh, now
there
I
we
do.
go. Now we do. Shaman versus Rogue. Pinpingho with the Shaman deck that I think we saw last week, right? It was.
I don't actually remember what exactly was in it. If we did see it, 1 week is a long time.
I feel like I'm remembering a Shaman deck where we saw Chillwind Yetis. Is that,
wow.
is that jogging your memory?
No, it's not.
I think we saw a Shaman deck where there were just kind of these vanilla bodies that he would put down.
Yeah.
I believe it was a double Chillwind Yeti Shaman deck.
Okay.
So just maybe a bit more consistent against Control Warrior or Control Priest or some of those later scaling decks that we're starting to see in this tournament.
Those classes that have a lot of trouble dealing with those mid-range minions. They can deal with the big ones.
They can deal with big ones.
They can deal with the small ones.
Indeed.
But can they deal with the moderate-sized ones?
Well, we're going to see, because like we were talking about Miracle Rogue, a bit more on the control side, and that's what Blackout's also brought.
All right, well, it looks like we are jumping into game number 2 between Pinpingho and Blackout. Pinpingho, of course, you see him on the Shaman. Blackout bringing out the Rogue. And I don't know. This is a pretty good start. The Shades of Naxxramas for Pinpingho. That's a little bit of an interesting addition to that Shaman deck.
Yeah, and you can see Blackout is not happy with the starting
Ouch.
Yeah.
Just a Shadow Step, too. That's
rough. He's going to Shadow Step his Drake and pray for an extra answer.
Both these players actually don't have the greatest of hands. You don't want to play too slow as a Shaman. Against a Rogue, you can't afford to play too slow, just because giving the Rogue just time to draw into the Auctioneers, play down the Auctioneers.
Yep. Coining out the Shade, though. Yeah, I think this is the same deck he was running last week. It was really interesting to see the Yetis and the Shade of Naxxramas.
Yeah.
And I think the reason he was doing that was a Bloodlust in that deck.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but it's kind of the same thought process you see for a lot of Druids.
Yeah. Just Bloodlust is a Savage Roar on steroids. But and it's a little bit easier for Shamans to get the tokens as well. But at the same time, the Bloodlust can be harder to fit in because it can sit as a dead card in your hand because it doesn't affect your face either. So it takes away a lot of options to trade earlier on as well. He's going to be able to clear this Mana Tide, but using the Eviscerate just to clear that off.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's going to draw a lot of power. How long is he going to keep the Shade Stealth? Until it's a 30-30.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an OTK Shaman. Well, he does actually, we joke, but it's like he's got the Alakir, he's got the Rockbiter. He has a lot of ways to actually push through lethal in just a single turn.
Yeah, I would just keep it stealth right here. Why bring it out?
Yeah.
No, seriously though, what is a Rogue going to do to be able to remove a stealth Shade? Nothing.
Double deadly poison into Blade Flurry is about the only thing, and even that's like quickly slipping out of his reach.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Lotheb as well. Pinpingho just looking so good in the Shaman versus Rogue matchup.
Okay, well, he's confident. He knows that to be able to clear this Shade, he's almost certainly going to have to take that damage to the face just because there's no way he's going to be able to play this. Oh, or do that.
Oh, wow. Nicely
I don't know about bringing out the Shade this turn.
Yeah. Seems like Pinpingho maybe just got a little bit concerned about his own ability to win this game, given the fact that Rogue's about to hit that Gadget Sand Power Spike.
But at the same time, his hand is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he really just wants to pile on the pressure because come turn 9, that's a 12 damage burst that he's going to have from Alakir Rockbiter. And so as long as he keeps putting on the pressure, then he should be in a great position. He can even use these, just throw away all these, throw a Flame Tongue down, just empty his hand next turn, and he's still going to have a pretty good chance.
All right, considering that 5 damage of Eviscerate to clear either the Fire Elemental or the Lotheb.
Ooh, is he going to sap the Lotheb?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the nice thing about popping the Eviscerate on the Lotheb is that you can... Ooh, backstab. One card out of order there. But it looks like Blackout's happy to just go ahead and take the 5 damage to face and get rid of that Lotheb.
Yep. How much damage is this? This is a lot. He has 9 damage in his hand right now, just empty. With an empty board, 9 damage.
I wonder about playing both Flame Tongues here. Is that ridiculous?
I would probably totem up first.
Yeah?
Well, no.
But it's
you want to totem up first because it doesn't really affect your play regardless. I think that you're not going to really do anything that's going to take up your whole mana pool here.
Would you ever play a Flame Tongue on an empty board just setting up for that turn 8 Alakir?
Not really, but
Not
a
really.
double Flame Tongue, maybe.
Maybe. What
But
about
that
Feral
screams
Spirits, though?
like desperation.
Yeah.
Feral Spirits is okay, but it's going to make it so you
It's gonna
can't
make it
play that
overload.
Alakir next
Yep.
turn. But it still sets you up for that turn 9 Alakir. You
Yep.
can turn 9 Alakir Rockbiter.
Yep.
So I think that's what he's going to plan for, which I like.
Wow, and he Lightning Bolts as well, knowing that next turn is a dead turn anyway. With the overload, he's just going to put down as much damage as he can, front load those overloads, and just go for the dream turn 9, like you said.
Yeah.
Alakir, Rockbiter.
Yeah. So he's still going to be able to draw through a lot of his deck, but I just don't think it's really going to be enough. All Pinpingho has to do next turn is play damage control. He has 2 turns to basically just live, and then he's in good shape.
Saps the 2/2. It's going to be a 2 mana, I believe, Frostwolf.
Yeah.
And there's another everyone's favorite 8/8 minion. 3 mana Van Cleef in a Miracle Rogue deck. It's the 3rd time we've seen it in today's matches.
And he's just going to play the taunt, probably totem up. That's it. What else should he do here?
Yep.
He might even just go ahead and rock bite to the face, just in case, even if there's an Earthen Ring Farseer that comes out. He's still going to be in good shape. That's very telling, though.
That is.
But yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Pushing out damage to the Rogue's face. 8 health now for Blackout's Rogue. This is not looking good.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he can come back in this. Oh, Lotheb is actually the only way.
Yeah.
And even then, if he doesn't kill off this Flame Tongue, he's dead anyway.
Well, they call him Miracle Rogue for a reason.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Cold
does he have
Blood.
lethal? I
He's
can't even
4
see his full
damage
hand.
off. He is 4 damage off lethal right now once this Arcane Golem hits face, and he's got the Blade Flurry.
Oh, the Shadow Step, that's
Step.
it.
That is it.
Wow.
They call him Miracle for a reason. Sap the taunt. A nice 12 damage combo there for the minions on the board, and then the extra reach from the Arcane Golem.
Wow.
The pleasure is his. Oh, and here comes the BM.
Yep.
This is what we like to see.
Sinister
Sinister Strike.
He even has
This
enough
is-
mana for the dagger and the shiv.
This is where you end it with
Central.
just a 1. Oh,
Shiv the face.
Shiv your own face. Look at Blackout smiling over there.
Thank you very much, sir. I will take that win.
You. All right. That's going to tie up the match 1-1 so far. And as we go into the 3rd blind pick game, I'm just thinking, man, are we going to see that exact matchup again in games 4 and 5? Because I like that.
Yeah,
I like Shaman versus Rogue.
It seems like Blackout is very confident with that Rogue deck. You can see that he made very confident moves, some risky plays earlier on, but it really paid off. And Pinpingho had lethal the next turn, guaranteed lethal the next turn. And still, though, great job by Blackout to secure that victory. But a Warlock versus Warlock mirror
The
matchup.
Warlock Mirror. Here we go. Both guys at 1 game apiece. And I don't know what Blackout's going to run. Handlock versus Zoo. I assume it's Zoo. He's sort of under the wing of Chalky, and he himself is another great aggro player. We saw it there with the Miracle Rogue. He likes to go ham, and Zoo is more the class to do that. So, yeah, as we get in the game, I think realistically we're probably going to see the Zoo Mirror.
Yeah. I'm waiting for one of these players to be bold enough to take the Handlock.
Oh, Earthen Ring Farseer and Mortal Coil.
And a Soulfire.
And the Sulfur. It's looking like Handlock. for
Looking like
Pinpingho.
Handlock. Don't see many Zoos. I've seen Zoos run Mortal Coil. Haven't seen Zoos run Earthen Ring Farseer in a long, long time.
Yep.
Long time being forever.
Yeah. Now, Voodoo Doctor and Zoo. That's a basic deck tech card.
Blackout's having himself a giggle over here.
Oh, you're baiting me into it so hard. Yeah, Blackout is, of course, we mentioned it earlier, a player from the UK, so he is indeed having a giggle.
He really likes his opening hand here.
Yep.
That's just so much damage that he can put on. 8 damage on turn 2 he has the potential to put out with that Direwolf.
That is absurd. Yeah, and I mean, he really kind of wants, I guess, a Soulfire is the sole remaining card that he wants to see. That is just grotesque. That is what aggro players love to see.
Thought you were going to turn gross into a 2-syllable word there for a second.
That is just gross.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, but he draws a Molten Giant, and he has a Taunt Giver.
Nice.
So he's got.
Is it going to be enough to stabilize?
Probably not.
Probably not.
This is 12 damage that he's going to take this turn.
Yeah, and
he's
looks
at
like
8 health.
It looks like Pinpingho is going to have to Hellfire to clear this.
I don't know. He can actually Molten Giant Defender of Argus.
Oh, right.
But he might even just go ahead and Hellfire. But Does Blackout have 5 mana next turn? Who had the coin? Blackout did have the coin, so no, he won't be. So just going to go ahead and Soulfire, get rid of as much damage as possible.
Ooh, the Taunt Giver goes down, though.
I know he wanted to hold on to
Not necessarily
that.
what you want.
He's got the Loatheb next turn, which will... Oh, wow. He's going to just sack everything in here.
Oh, one missed damage there.
Oh.
Is that going to end
maybe
up
playing a little bit too quickly
too
here.
quick? Does that end up making a difference? It's actually, I guess if you think about it, 2 missed damage over the next turn because you would have got those 2 tokens.
Yeah.
Now, Blackout's in a position where he can just say, "Oh yeah, I was playing around Hellfire."
Yeah.
I know he runs it. I know he had it.
Yeah. It's definitely a calculated play. I thought for about 3 seconds before I made that play, but I knew that it was Hellfire.
Oh no! But the second Doomguard is exactly the opposite of what you want to see right here.
Yeah.
This prevents him from drawing into that. Really rough for him.
Yeah, Pinpingho just needs to survive till he gets to that crucial turn 9. A 6 damage Mortal Coil. But actually, this is great.
Wow.
This is going to protect his... well, it's the only play that he could have made, and it also protects the his Watcher.
Wow.
But
that Doomguard is going to take him down to just 3 health now. Pop through that Ancient Watcher, and then go ahead and Loatheb face for just 3 health remaining. We are now at the stage of the game. 1 Doomguard's gone, but he does have that so far. Oh, wow. Belcher. There are 2 5-attack minions to clear that Belcher off, but realistically, I think they're both going to go down. He can Argus into the Doomguard and trade Loathebs.
Yeah, there's no point in not tapping here because if he's going to play the Belcher, there's no point in staying at 3 health because there's really no difference between 3 health and 1 health outside of a Lucking Juggle, a Knife Juggler Juggle. But he's going to have 2 more turns to be able to draw a Soulfire here. Because then, if not, Jiraxis is going to come out. He can't Hellfire. He can Owl.
8 mana.
Oh, Owl, Twilight Drake, and Sunfury Protector. So Soulfire will be the only out. He did discard the Doomguard. So, 1 more turn, and the Jiraxis is going to come out. The Zoo will be able to come back into this if the Jiraxis is able to be played. Is he going to draw it?
Not that one. Not it. Oh, Shattersong Cleric isn't it either.
I think that is going to probably be the end for Blackout. It's going to take a little while for Pinpingho to be able to finish this one off, but he's going to be able to play that Lord Jiraxis.
Pinpingho is looking good.
That's a huge deal.
That is the most emotion we've seen from Pinpingho over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's happy with that one.
Well, last week it was probably hard to see any emotion that he was showing. But
I was just looking at that Illuminati triangle. There's the Jiraxis. Oblivion! All right.
Oh! I was just waiting for it.
Sometimes you could see the look on Blackout's face. He knew what was up.
Yep.
He knew it was over.
Yeah.
And that is going to be game number 3 of the match going in favor of Pinpingho.
Yeah.
So now that he knows there's the Handlock, now that he knows there's the Miracle Rogue, and I believe the Shaman. Oh, sorry, not the Miracle Rogue. It's Shaman, Handlock, and what was the first class Pinpingho?
Hunter. It was a Hunter Mirror.
There we go. It was the Hunter Mirror in game 1. It's going to be interesting to see what Blackout picks. He's on the ropes. 2-1 in favor of Pinpingho so far.
I doubt he's going to pick the Handlock, and it looks like they're both going to go for the Hunter Mirror again. When in doubt, play Hunter.
When in doubt, play Hunter.
That's what I do. When I go on a losing streak on the ladder, I just buckle down, close my windows, make sure nobody's watching me.
Yeah.
And then pick the Hunter.
Make sure that you're make sure that no one can see your shame.
Yep.
As you bust out the Hunter. All right. Well, that's what both Pinpingho and Blackout are going to do. Game 4 here. We'll see who wins this Hunter Mirror this time, because after all, it was Pinpingho in game 1 picking up his first win of this match.
Yeah, so it's 2-1 right now in favor of
in favor of Pinpingho.
In favor of Pinpingho.
Only that Miracle Rogue bringing out the win with the Arcane Golem. Anyway, let's get in the game. Hunter Mirror number 2. We'll see who makes it out.
Alrighty. Well, let's take a look at these starting hands here. And 1 drops is the name of the game for Hunter Mirror.
Oh, keeping the Eagle Horn Bow from Pinpingho. That's smart. When you're on the coin, you can coin out the Eagle Horn Bow turn 2, and you know that there is literally no way that his Undertaker is going to survive.
Yeah, Blackout actually threw away the Web Spinner, which is not something you see Hunters usually do, but I like the call. Because the Web Spinner doesn't trade very effectively into Undertakers, into Haunter Creepers, into Mad Scientists. So this is going to be a great turn 1 play, I guess, here. And it's going to be really tough because he's going to have the turn 2 Haunted Creeper, Eaglehorn Bow, Houndmaster. His curve is magnificent.
Magnificent. Well, I will say, Blackout is a very good teacher. He was teaching me how to play this this Hunter deck recently, and he laughed at my face when I told him that I was considering throwing back Web Spinner. So who's laughing now? Turns out he did the exact same thing.
Yeah, I actually like the call to throw away the Web Spinner, but it can come back to haunt you because he didn't have any turn 1 play, and now he's really against the ropes here because that's rapidly approaching a Yeti.
All right,
Yeti
so
status.
What are you going to do here? You can Juggler first, then Undertaker, and trade in your Haunted Creeper, pray for some good juggles, but you don't really get much out of that.
I think you need an Undertaker Mad Scientist
You need an Undertaker Mad Scientist.
You need that trap value in this matchup, and we saw that Blackout, or I think it was Blackout. No, it wasn't. It was actually Pinpingho running the explosive traps, so I don't know. Even then, it could be a little rough. It's just not looking good. Pinpingho has a fantastic start in this game. And he is going to go for the Mad Scientist. But
trade in a Leperno, yeah.
Pinpingho definitely has a head start on his Undertaker.
Yep. So I think also the reason he's choosing this is that he knows he's got the Yeti next turn. That is, Undertaker. Gonna go down to that Eaglehorn Bow. Rest in peace.
Yeah, now he probably trade into one of these Spectral Spiders and then go face with the Undertaker. Don't really want to put that trap out there. Still protecting your Undertaker. There's not enough damage on the board to kill it. And, I mean, what is Blackout going to do? Oh, this is such a stacked hand. We saw this earlier from Chalky. 2 Savannah High mains.
That's rough. Although, you are getting to the stage where that's a good thing.
Yeah, but in a Hunter Mirror, Savannah High main isn't nearly as good of a card as it is in other matchups.
They've got the silences. They've got the kill commands.
Yeah.
They've got the freezing traps.
And usually the game is all but decided by that turn 6 in the Hunter Mirror just because of how easy it is for a Hunter to get overwhelming board control. Or overwhelming game control, or overwhelming face control. Just complete control over your face.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him hit the 1/1 here, because if it's Snake Trap, you get 3 dogs. Oh, no. Decides.
Well, a freezing trap on a creeper.
I don't know if he knows, maybe from the earlier games, that Blackout doesn't run Explosive Trap. I mean, he must, because if that was Explosive Trap, he'd be in terrible position.
Yeah.
Still a pretty tough call to make here.
He's thinking of whether or not he wants to, well, there's a couple options here. Trading into the Spectral Spider would protect his Leper Gnome. And he wouldn't have any real way to sort of kill the Yeti the next turn if he didn't protect his Leper Gnome. But at the same time, you're playing Hunter. Resisting 4 damage to the enemy's face. It's like resisting that apple pie at the end of a Thanksgiving dinner.
No one can do that. I went back for seconds.
Unless you're allergic to apples or allergic to anything that's any ingredient that's part of a pie crust.
Wow. There are gluten insensitive people out there.
Sorry to all of you.
Yeah, seriously, man. Come on.
I'll come up with a different analogy.
Thank you.
It's like resisting
oh,
that.
No, I thought you meant another time. We're still on this?
No. It's like resisting that piece of delicious kale at the end of that Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow. All right, now the vegetarians are going to be on us too, TJ. Get a grip.
No.
You blew it.
Fail. Both times.
Nice try, though. All right, so there's a Sludge Belcher in hand. That's a pretty good answer to that Knife Juggler, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on curve as well. Surprised that he traded into the Knife Juggler. I guess in the long run it can probably have quite a bit of value, but at the same time, yeah, protecting that.
There's no way he's going to UTH for 1 minion here. No way.
Yeah.
Just goes ahead and drops the Belcher. And Blackout.
Is he going to attack into this Yeti here? And he actually is.
Wow.
I like this choice because no secrets. You don't want to depend on drawing a secret. Being too conservative with your bow charges, especially in the mirror, not the greatest thing.
Yep. All right, so here's the...
wow! What
top.
A draw!
Pinpingho.
That is the worst thing that you want to happen as soon as you play that turn 6 Savannah High main.
Yep. Maybe a Huffer off the Animal Companion.
Yeah. It's like you went to go eat that apple pie and it was all already gone.
Oh, wow. That is brutal. I like the analogy, though. Better that time around.
It's just going to be a run on analogy.
Less people are going to be offended after that one.
The entire day is just going to be that Thanksgiving apple pie analogy. He's going to unleash the hounds, act like those are little kids going for the apple pie.
Can someone come back here and reboot TJ's brain? He seems to be stuck on Thanksgiving. Was there some traumatic experience that this Thanksgiving? Oh, well, man, it's all good.
I really wanted that apple pie, man.
For the people who are wondering what's going on, it's because TJ and I were grinding ladder throughout Thanksgiving, going for that legend. And
Yeah.
TJ, he had a traumatic experience last night. He was at rank 1, 2 stars, I think, and then lost 5 in a row. That could break even the strongest man. So TJ, chin up. We got some games to cast, man.
Going for that grind every season is
brutal.
It's exactly what the name implies it to be. It is a grind.
It is a grind. There we go. Blackout gonna spot that Savannah high main does get freezing trapped. And poor guy. It looks like, what's his trap? Sorry, did we see that? Was that another freezing trap, or is it the explosive we saw him running earlier? No, it is the freezing trap.
There's your answer.
It was the answer. But that does also mean he can buff this, the creeper up to a anti-high main 5/6.
Yeah, and this would fit his curve a little better. He can Loath up the next turn to sort of secure that lethal that he has going on. I can imagine that the Hound Master would be the go-to play here. But whoa, goes with the Loath there.
Decides not to. Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Even keeping that web spinner on the board. Yeah, either way, though, super dominating performance from Pinpingho. Great draws.
Concede!
And he goes for it. Blackout, the Dignitas player, one of the 3 players from the UK that we've seen in this tournament so far. He is going to go ahead and concede. And Pinpingho, he's only lost 1 match in the ESL Legendary Series so far, and that was in last week's finals. Looking like he could go all the way again, especially now that Chucky's knocked out.
Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and black out Blackout's name.
There we can.
From our brackets.
Graphics team, get on that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will be going into the next match, which is, I believe, Max, our second open bracket player, and he's going to go against Noxious. But we will be getting those games shortly. We're first going to take a quick little break, so stay right with us if you're a fan of Noxious or if you're a big fan of the up and comer Max.